Welcome, everyone, to Happier Holidays, your UBT Journey series that just aims to put a little more joyful in your holiday season. Today is our third segment. I can't believe it. And we have such a fantastic guest. We have my friend Tracey Foreman from Aging Partners. And the name of the segment is Happier Moments. And Tracey's going to talk about the gifts you give yourself. We are always so worried about everybody else during the holidays and making everything perfect. And she has a great deal of experience in her position and some great insights on how to make that just a bit easier. So we're going to go ahead and get started. If you have questions, use the chat feature. And we are recording this segment, so we'll have it on the Journey webpage afterward. And it's my great pleasure to introduce Tracey Foreman, Community Health Educator with Aging Partners. Tracey, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Kelly. Nice to see everyone. And nice to see your names anyway. So nice to see Kelly. And it's great to be here without a mask on. So I do appreciate this Zoom thing because of that. Nice to see everyone. And I'm going to be standing in this little area. I am currently in our Zoom room here at Aging Partners. And if you don't know much about Aging Partners, we are an agency nonprofit agency that helps people over the age of 60 with pretty much anything they need help with. And that includes fitness, which I work with the Health and Fitness Division of Aging Partners. We also have durable medical equipment for people that need canes or walkers or wheelchairs or toilet risers, those types of things. If you're going on to Medicare, we help people with that because that is huge to try to get signed up for Medicare. If you are converting to Medicaid, then we have Medicaid waiver people here that work with you. We can also get home health care lined up for you. But again, I'm the Health and Fitness Division. So I work at the fitness center, which is located at 9th and J Street, right behind the city county building. So if you have to get your license plates for your cars or your tags, you can come right on over here then and work out at our gym. So I'm going to talk today, a little cough there. I'm going to talk today about the gifts that we give to ourselves. And we know that when the holidays come, you see, I've got my Christmas sweaters, up here. I'm kind of a Christmas sweater person, and not everybody is into stuff like that. But I put my Christmas sweaters up so you can see that some people jump into the holidays with both feet, but there are other people who move more slowly into the holidays because of the challenges that they face during that time. I'm here to talk about how we can actually give some gifts to ourselves. Now, I don't mean that in a selfish way. It's all about us. But honestly, we need to do more of that in our lives. We need to make the events of our lives about us sometimes because we're doing so much usually for other people. So what I want to do is start by moving this particular sweater right here. I've already had 2 people here at our fitness center offer to buy this sweater today. So I'm going to keep that in mind as a second business when I go into retirement. So selling those Christmas sweaters. I'll put that one down. And that exposes my poster here. And I don't know if you can see this. Hopefully you can see this and you can hear me okay. Let me know if you can't hear me. But the first thing I want to talk about are some stress-reducing tips for the holidays. Now, I know you hear this over and over and over again, but I would say it's taken me about 50 years, really, to learn that reducing stress is really all about me and how I decide to do that. And for me, this is top of my list. I need to keep my expectations rational. So I used to have unrealistic expectations of others in my life. Now, I know that was probably just me. Nobody else does that. But always kind of expected people to feel the same way I did about the holiday, or to respond the same way I did when I was having it at my house, or to understand that we were going to be singing and we might say a prayer. And it turned out that not everyone liked that in my family. My son even said to me pretty recently, why is it we see these people one time a year that we don't see for the rest of the year? I said, well, primarily because we can't choose our families. And we have some family members that are very close. And this year, this is a huge change for all of us. But this year, I have lost 3 family members just since January of this year. So it's going to be a very, very different Christmas. And I didn't see all of them all the time, but not having them there is going to be different. So when someone moves away, when someone passes away, when losses or life changes come into our lives, then it changes the holidays for us. And so we have to kind of reshape the way we look at Christmas or the way we look at the holidays. And for me, again, the first one is keeping my expectations rational. We realize as we get older and our lives change that other things around us change. People change. I know that there are people who won't be able to come this year because of health issues. I know that my children, my son is in the military, he won't be able to be here this year. So what would be rational thinking for me? Well, I've decided that my mantra will be this Christmas that this is just about getting together with the people that can gather. And so that's keeping things rational. Realizing that I don't have to make 10 different kinds of foods at my holiday gatherings. And realizing too that I have the option of asking people to bring things. I used to think that I had to do it all. My mom used to say there comes a point in your life when you know that you have to pass on the gauntlet to the next age group. And so that's what I've been much better at doing. And my kids actually stepped up beautifully and said, yes, let me help. And now we have friends that come and other family members. So keeping your expectations real and rational and doable. So that's helped me a lot to reduce some of my stress in my life. And then limiting my commitments. If I didn't go and see a Christmas play, a Christmas musical, if I didn't go to several church things, if I didn't go to coffees and Christmas parties and so on, then I felt like I was somehow remiss in my duties to others. And so commitments for me meant really my own value, how I valued myself. And I felt if I were more heavily committed that I was more valued. And so what I'm learning, I said it took me about 50 years to learn this, is that I have to first value myself. And so now I know I'll have a couple of gatherings with friends, going to have the holiday at my house, and maybe go to one Christmas program, which I already know is happening through Aging Partners. We have a Christmas program coming up that I will plan to go to. So the thing about holidays is it's different for everyone. Your holiday may consist of a quiet evening at home, or somebody else's holiday may be a gathering at someone else's house. So it's different for everyone. I've discovered, though, that there were a couple of Christmases when everyone was gone and it was pretty darn lonely for me. So I had to look at the commitments I had at that time. I actually needed to add some commitments to take away that feeling of melancholy that I had, or that feeling of loneliness. So I changed my commitments. Limiting is one thing, not doing too much, but changing your commitments can be important too, if you're trying to make the holidays a little easier. So the next one is delegate. Boy, this is a great one, and a hard one for a mother, because I think, well, I should be able to do it all, but I don't know about you. I don't always feel like doing all that I used to do anymore. And so I've been pretty good about asking people to help. And what really shocked me, the first time I ever said, could you do this? That person was actually excited and said, yes, I didn't think you'd ever ask. So ask people. I had a woman tell me that she was going to be by herself because she had kids in other states and her husband had passed away, and that she was very afraid to go into the holiday without anything to do. And I asked if she had any commitments, things that she was committed to. And she said, I have only one thing. And I asked her if she could create a commitment, something that she could host. And she said, I really never thought of that. And so she got a little coffee group together. And so they're having a pre-Christmas coffee together. So that's something that may be changing your commitments, but delegating, asking other people if they can help or if they can be a part of that. And this same woman came up to me, as a matter of fact, just this morning, I saw her here and she said she's going over to the mission to do some volunteer work for the holiday meals. So she found some ways to fill her time, which is really great. Delegating is hard, but that may just mean asking someone else to bring the desserts to this dinner, or asking someone to drive you if you need transportation somewhere. It's not always easy to ask for help, but delegating is important. I love calling your old friends. We wait a lot for our children or our friends to call us, thinking, well, I don't want to bother them or it would be an intrusion. And I've discovered that they appreciate you calling them just as much as you appreciate them calling. So calling old friends that you haven't talked to for a long time is just a wonderful way to reconnect and realize that friendships never truly end if you were good friends. You can pick up where you left off. So it helps to really feel complete and connected through the holidays. So calling some friends. I like this one too. Let's make a deal, because I know during the holidays I'm going to eat more. And it probably is not going to be more celery, probably not going to be more salads. It's going to be more pie and whatever else the desserts are, or the sweet potatoes or the green bean casserole. So the deal I make is if I'm going to eat more, I'm going to exercise more. I said I work at the fitness center here at Aging Partners, but many of you may not know that Aging Partners has all kinds of things out in the community that people can do. And it's not just us. There are gyms all over Lincoln. There are fitness programs on TV. If you have LNK TV, there are all kinds of 30-minute fitness programs there that you can watch every morning beginning at about 5:30 in the morning, and they go every half an hour. There's even some in the evenings. They last usually till around noon, but then pick up again in the evenings. So if you're interested in getting just 30 minutes of fitness in a day, and that's what we recommend, 30 minutes a day of fitness. But what if you're eating an extra 2,000 to 3,000 calories a day, which is easy to do, by the way, during the holidays? Then chances are you're going to see a little bit of weight gain. So the trade-off, let's make a deal, eat more, but get out there and walk a little bit more or exercise. Well, what if you can't go outside to exercise? Again, there's the in-home stuff, the TV programs that you can go to. If you have access to a computer, you can go to YouTube and just type in Aging Partners exercise. It'll bring up hundreds of programs. You can also just type in 30 minutes of fitness and you can get thousands of different programs that you can watch. So you can exercise in your own living room. You can come down here to the fitness center at 555 South 9 and work with a trainer. It's $10 a month, and it's the best $10 you'll ever spend, and there's no charge for our trainers. So check that out if you can. And the last one is to give gifts from the heart. My kids ask me every year what I would like to have for Christmas. And I really struggle with that because at my age, I want to get rid of stuff. I don't want to bring more stuff in. I don't need any more knickknacks. I certainly don't want anyone else to buy my clothes. I don't need slippers. I've got several pairs of slippers. You know what I mean. And so what I tell them is to get me a gift card to somewhere or send me a nice letter. And I know that sounds silly, but I just love it when my kids write because kids don't do it anymore. And so my son will send me a letter almost every year for Christmas, which is such a nice treat for me. So giving gifts from the heart too is a wonderful thing. And sometimes just a little written coupon saying, you and I will spend some time together over coffee or something nice like that. And I have friends who give coffee cups with hot cocoa and a little gift card in them. So gifts from the heart don't have to cost a lot, and it can be something as simple as words. Well, I'm going to move my other two shirts here. This is the one I wear when I go and visit my grandkids. It says, I got gifts. So always fun to wear those, and my grandkids love it. So let's look here at gifts that we can give to ourselves. Now that first one, I had a gentleman tell me this morning that saw the posters up on the wall. He said, why did you write that first one there, breath? He said, do you have an option to not breathe? I said, well, yes, you do. It is a gift that we've been given, the gift of breath. But there are certain ways to breathe to reduce stress. Now, if you don't believe that, I want to show you this. I just want to show you an example of this. Let's put your hands on your lower abdomen here. When you inhale, inhale through your nose and fill up your lower abdomen. Inhale. Now bring that breath up through your diaphragm. Bring it up into your chest. Can you feel that rib cage lifting when you do that? And then when you exhale, exhale through your nose also. Chest goes down. Diaphragm goes down. Stomach goes down. Not nearly enough, but your stomach does go down. Let's do that again. Inhale, stomach. Diaphragm. Chest. And exhale, chest, diaphragm, stomach. The gift of breath is one of the number one things that you can do to help you relax. Of course, you need to keep breathing, but learning to breathe in a way that helps you to relax. Have you ever had anyone say to you, just breathe, just breathe? And if you're nervous or stressed, then you start to try to slow your breath. Well, that's what that roll breath that I just showed you is all about. Learning how to relax through the strenuous or difficult or stressful times. Just breathe. And it may mean before you get out of bed in the morning, practicing 5 to 6 of those slow breaths. When you're driving in the car, practice those slow breaths. If you are a Black Friday shopper, you better do about an hour or so of those breaths before you go shopping. So just learning to calm yourself in difficult situations. The breath can help with that. Naps. I used to think, oh, naps, that's just for older people. Well, I'll tell you, if I sit down in a chair now, within usually about 2 minutes, I'm pretty much out. So if I don't want a nap, I won't sit down. And if I'm at work looking at the computer for a long time, I need to keep something close by that's going to keep me awake, a fan going or something. So naps seem to just naturally make their way into our life as we get older. So getting a nap in, and we know that especially if you have trouble sleeping at night, that getting a nap every now and then can kind of offset that. We know that if you're not sleeping properly, it can affect your overall health and can most definitely add to your stress levels. So trying to get a nap in whenever you get a chance is a good idea, even if it's a 20-minute nap. That's a recharging nap. So And then practicing relaxation techniques. So I've had many people ask, what types of things can you do to help you relax? Well, breathing is the number one thing that you can do. Now, you're going to think this sounds a little bit crazy, but one of the things that you can do to feel a little bit more refreshed is to drink more water. I know that sounds too simple, but not only does it help you around the holidays to feel fuller, so always drinking water when you're eating a meal, you've heard this before, but it also helps to rejuvenate you and to help you to feel less tired. Because if we are dehydrated, we think, oh, I'm dehydrated if I'm thirsty, and that is actually a later sign of dehydration. One of the first signs is feeling tired or feeling grouchy or feeling like you're just not connecting mentally. So getting more water in can help with that. 6 to 8 ounce glasses of water a day. And as we get older, I wasn't aware of this, but your thirst trigger tends to fade a little bit as you get older, so you don't feel as thirsty as you used to when you were younger. So it's important to make sure you very consciously get your water in as often as you can. So get your water in. That's one of the things you can do to help you relax and feel a little bit better. But when we think of relaxation techniques, we think of things like progressive relaxation. And that's when you're lying on the bed and there's some beautiful music playing and you're imagining that your feet are relaxing, and then you move up into your calves and say, my calves are getting heavy, and relax, my knees moving up through your legs and into your torso, all the way up to your head. Some people start from their head down. And there are lots of great CDs out there. You can get online and look some of that stuff up. So there's all kinds of relaxation options out there. But one of the best things you can do is breathe through, put some nice music on. And I'm going to put some nice music on in just a little bit here so we can learn a couple of different things that I'm going to talk about doing exercises like Tai Chi and Qigong and yoga. Those are the exercises that really work with the breath and the mind to help us to relax and to move more slowly, excuse me, and work into our lean muscle mass. If you have avoided practices like Tai Chi, Qigong, and yoga because you've heard that they maybe go against your religion or that they're just too weird or that you have to do things you would not be capable of doing, I would ask you to give one of these practices a chance. Because I can tell you, people who practice these types of exercise, and that's really all they are just types of exercise. They have an Eastern background to them, but many of them were developed in China or in other countries in India, and they just help to promote relaxation internally, and they help to strengthen our muscles, improve our balance, our core strength, our flexibility. I am a Tai Chi and a Qigong instructor, and I can tell you there's no better type of exercise. So as we get older, at any age, anybody can do it. So I encourage you to use those types of exercise for relaxation also. The breathing, the stretching, just starting your day with stretches. And at the very end here, in the next few minutes, we're going to do just some very basic stretching. And you're going to see how the combination of movement and that beautiful, gentle music can really help us to relax some. Okay, so the next one here, massage. If you know a great massage therapist, I encourage you to get yourself a massage through the holidays. And if your kids ask you what you'd like, that's a great thing to ask for. Tell them you want a gift certificate for a massage. So you can get the foot massage, hand massage, full body massage. You can get the hot rock massage. I mean, it just goes on and on. So I encourage you to check into that. That's a great request for a Christmas gift. So prayer and meditation. I have people say all the time that prayer has helped them to get through some of the most difficult times of their lives. And what we're talking about with even Qigong and Tai Chi and yoga is really a form of meditation. Now, if you are someone who just likes to sit in a nice comfortable chair and clear your mind of all negative energy, that is a form of relaxation also and meditation. Visualization and imagery is another form of meditation. And that means that we go into that calm place in our mind and visualize ourselves in a place that brings us great joy or warmth, comfort, safety, security. So it may be a beach, it may be walking down a path in a forest, it may be by a babbling brook, it could be almost anywhere. So I encourage you to practice some visualization and imagery, and there's all kinds of things you can look up online, or you can go to the library. If you still have a CD player, you can go to the library and get all kinds of CDs on that stuff too. So I encourage you to check into that. And then we go on to positive self-talk. One of the worst enemies that we have in our life is really ourselves. Because we wake up saying, I feel terrible today, I look terrible, it's going to be a terrible day, it's cloudy outside, it's going to be a bad day. My family can't come for the holidays, it's going to be a terrible holiday. I look fat in this, I don't like the way my face looks anymore. How many times a day do we use negative self-talk? And so we become our own worst enemy. And imagine starting your day just saying it's going to be a great day. Seems too simple, and it just doesn't seem to fit for us sometimes. But I encourage you to try just even 3 things that we are grateful for in a day. So a gratitude list is one of the ways we can start to bring positive self-talk into our life every day. So finding something good to say about ourselves especially. And then moving down to exercise, the E word, I left that for almost to the end because not everybody likes to exercise. But I say if you don't like to exercise, it's highly possible you have not found the kind of exercise that you like. And so checking out some different types, I mentioned a few different types today that you can do. And I've had people say, well, you don't get a good workout when you do things like Tai Chi and yoga and Qigong. And I would say absolutely not true. You do get a very good workout. The only difference is you're not jumping up and down or kicking high, and you're not getting your heart rate up a lot, but you are working into your lean muscle mass and doing some vital things for your heart, your digestive system, and your circulatory system. And of course, we want to mention the brain function. So all of those things are very important when we're talking about being healthy. Exercise is vitally important. Cardiovascular exercise is important for our hearts, but getting a good combination is really ideal. And then socialization, being around people. We become homebodies, especially with things like COVID right now going on. We've become isolated and we've gotten to a point where we just want to be by ourselves a lot of time. But I'll tell you, throughout this last 2 years almost, and my father was in a nursing home, extremely isolated, and I really truly believe that the isolation was instrumental in his passing this year. So I would say get out there and socialize somehow. If it's on the phone, if it's wearing a mask and going out into a park with friends, and we do Tai Chi in the park sometimes, and there are always people sitting in groups in their lawn chairs, and they're distanced, but they're sitting out there talking and enjoying the sunshine. And that's part of socialization, getting out there and getting some sunshine. We need that vitamin D because that raises, it's a mood enhancer when we get vitamin D. So get outside, sitting by a window does not do it for you. And sitting underneath a sunroof won't do it either. You have to be right out in the sun, even if it's 5 to 10 minutes a day. If it's a little chilly, put an extra coat on, but expose your hands and your face to the sun. Excuse me, very important. So you see that we have some gifts we can give to ourselves. We have some things that we need to work on through the holidays and limiting too, especially our expectation. I'm sorry, I've got this little tickle going on. I am going to be sending a handout over to Kelly, and so everything that we've talked about and more is going to be on this handout. So I believe Kelly said that they would be able to send that out to everyone. So it should be available around Thanksgiving. So if you're interested in that, I'll be sending that out. And now what I want to do is just have us take a minute here. I'm going to turn on the music and we're going to try a little exercise here. So let's get my music going here. And okay, so I want you to see what nice music can do. Now I'm going to go to my chair and ask you, if you're sitting on a chair, come to the center of that chair and bring your feet wide, flat on the ground. Do you remember I talked about the importance of the breath? So let's begin in our lower abdomen. Again, you recall we inflate the lower abdomen with that breath. Keep that breath moving up through your diaphragm and feel your rib cage lifting. And then bring it up into your chest. Feel your back even opening up a little bit. Now exhale through your nose. Feel everything, our rib cage comes back down. When the rib cage comes down, where does the stomach go? Out. So that's why it's important as we practice that breath. Inhale. Bring your rib cage up. And bring your chest up. And exhale. Bring that breath down. Let's bring our arms down by our sides. And now inhale and stretch those arms up. Touch your fingers overhead. And then exhale down. Place your hands on your knees. And then slowly drop one elbow down. Keep your breath moving. Inhale as you come up. Always through your nose, and exhale down. Wide through your nose. Nasal breathing is the relaxing breath. So exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Now bring it up. That's an inhale here, and we're going to exhale and just push that shoulder forward. We're not going to jerk into any of our movements. And then inhale, bring it back. On an exhale, we'll push forward. You might feel like you're hyperventilating a little bit because we're not used to breathing this deeply. We generally breathe very shallow. Exhale as you push forward. Inhale, pull back, gentle. Exhale forward. And inhale back. Bring your arms down to your sides and now exhale that breath. Just bringing your arms down at your sides. Let's inhale our hands up. And turn those palms down. Exhale. These breath movements are included in the Qigong practice and in Tai Chi. And exhale down. Now I'm going to ask you to bring one arm up as you raise the opposite knee. Inhale up. And exhale down. Other side. Inhale up. And exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more time. Inhale up. And exhale down. So I want to show you one stretch that you can do to work into your back and your hips. And this is just really a wonderful stretch. So if you find that you've got a lot of tension centered in your neck or in your back or in your shoulders, this is called the torso circle. And we're just going to take our torso around in a big circle. Here's what I want you to think about. Sit toward the center of your chair. We want to try to keep our back away from the back of the chair because we're going to lean back and engage those abdominals and then take it around to the side, feeling your side muscles working, and then reaching the crown of your head forward. Take it off to the side again. Can you feel your back muscles working, your leg muscles? Keep your breath moving. Think about that breath. Now, believe it or not, this is one of the exercises we do when we're doing Qigong for digestion. What we discover is that these large movements that get into our digestive tract, into our lean muscle groups, really help with regularity. So, not a bad thing, is it? Let's bring it back. Now we're going to change our direction so we make sure we hit all points here. Has anyone cracked yet? Cracking is 100% normal. Not your bones cracking though. It's actually air releasing from the joint socket, or it may be the ligament snapping a little bit over a bone, or we've got all these ligaments and tendons and muscles moving over one another. Okay, very good. Let's come toward the edge of our chair. And I'd like to do just one more stretch with you. And again, movement is one of the greatest gifts that you can give to yourself, along with a change sometimes in our attitude, which can really bring about tremendous sadness or angst or frustration, even loneliness. So changing the way we think, and really the breath helps with that. So let's do this little movement with our leg. We're going to bring our hands up and raise our leg up on the inhale. This is called a gift to the earth. On the exhale, we're going to come forward and reach out over our toe and imagine you're giving a gift to the earth. And then inhale back up as we lift that leg up. Exhale, lower down. Other side, inhale, lift that leg up. Feeling the muscles in the quads here working. And exhale, stretch out. Now you're going to feel hamstring working and into the arch of your foot and your arms and your waist here. And then inhale back up. Very slow, and exhale down. Let's do another raise. Inhale. Exhale forward. Inhale up. Exhale down. One last time. Inhale up. And exhale forward. inhale it up and exhale down. I'll have you bring your feet wider and your hands to your hips, and we're just going to look over our shoulder. We carry so much tension in our neck and in our shoulders. So just looking side to side. Imagine if you did 20 minutes of this every day. Just moving your body slowly, stretching those muscles out, challenging yourself. Let's look over the shoulder and drop your chin down. Then bring it up. Look over the other shoulder. Drop your chin down. Bring it up. Again, look over. Drop down. Lift up. Last one. Look over. Drop down. Bring it back. And the very last thing, let's bring our hands down. I bet I've said that more than once. This is called wall of water. Water is one of those very, very soothing sounds that can help to reduce our stress tremendously. So if you can imagine in your mind's eye that you're standing in front of a wall with water trickling down that wall. And we pull our hands up into that trickling water and create these little streams with our fingertips as we rise up on an inhale. And then we place our palms against that nice cool wall as the water runs over the backs of our hands and down. That's our exhale down. Inhale, making streams in the water as we rise up. And exhale, lowering those hands down. We'll do one final big breath up. Inhale, take your hands high. Tilt your head slightly back. And on the exhale, this time we'll blow everything out of our mouth. Well, hopefully you'll remember some of these things as the holidays approach. Remember to take care of yourself. You're really the only one that can do that in the very best way. I wish you all a very happy holiday. And if you would like to see some more Qigong and more Tai Chi, you can contact the Aging Partners office, or you can check out our Zoom classes on Monday mornings at 10 a.m. And our number is 441-7575, or just look up Aging Partners. And thanks for having me today. Happy holidays, everyone. Thank you.
Thanks, Tracy. Oh my gosh, you are so awesome. You know, I'm looking to see if anybody on today ever came to some of our in-person journey events, and they did. And I'm hoping that some of you got to come to, Tracy did Qigong for us at least once, and as well as some of her other awesome classes, like the one you do, Tracy, on mood and music.
Yes.
And there were some, I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No, the transformative power of music.
Yes, and that was a great one too. But we've done, she's done quite a few, both informative presentations and enrichment, but also exercise. And I know I was telling you, Tracy, before we started, my neighbor just loves your classes, and she does them either on TV or Zoom. And so I know they're a big hit. I did have a question for you. I have two. One is, and this might be something that's that's a little bit subjective. But can you recommend uplifting holiday music? We've got you pegged as a music expert now.
Well, the music I like, of course, is I have several kinds of music I like. I love country music, so some of the old country music, Christmas music I like, but I like some of the classical versions of the traditional Christmas songs, and I am very much into the religious Christmas too. So I like Mannheim. It used to be Mannheim Steamroller, but now it's, what are they now? My brain is.
I think they still are.
Are they still Mannheim Steamroller? I thought they
Yeah.
were named something else. But I really like their type of music too. They do some, if you want to be energized with Christmas music, that's one way. But they also have the very soothing, calming type Christmas music. So it's really what you like. And if you're a traditionalist, then some of the traditional songs are always best for me.
That's always a favorite on trips on the way to and from wherever, whatever Christmas event we're going to is Mannheim Steamroller. The other question I have for you is, are the senior centers open over the holidays, and do you need volunteers?
We do use volunteers on occasion. We are separate from the senior centers. We're the fitness center, but the senior center, our main one is at 10th and O Street. And so we do have van rides to our different senior centers around the different quadrants of Lincoln. So we are open during the holidays, but not open on the actual holidays themselves. So on Thanksgiving, we will be closed Thanksgiving and then the day after. And that's actually, we are a city, so that's our city holidays.
Sure.
And then Christmas will be the same thing. I believe it's Christmas Eve we're closed, and of course, Christmas Day, I think, is a Saturday this year, so.
Okay, great. Well, see, the person who asked this knew that you would have an answer. They knew you would.
Yeah.
Hey, so thank you so much again for being our guest today. We just enjoyed you immensely, and thanks to all of you for giving up a slice of your Tuesday afternoon and joining us. We're hoping you found it beneficial. Next week, our guest is Sam Dolezal, back by popular demand, and the topic is healthier holidays. So it's just about making smart choices for holidays. It's kind of a nice segue from what, or nice transition from what Tracey presented on today. Next week is the last of the Happier Holiday series, but we'll be coming back to you in January with Tune Up Tuesdays. So be on the lookout for that. Enjoy yourselves. Take care. Bye-bye.